ahead and start with these two right down here. So that first cut there was a shake and brake. Anytime you do a shake and brake on a limb, you want to make your cut sideways, or else, you know, the weight of the limb will break it. Oh yeah, guys, this tree's really moving around. So here I'm going to do the peel cut with the collar. Except this way I'm going to get it to go that way, clear the bucket, land down there in the creek. Like that. The glasses are fogged up. Hate that. Gotta have a cigarette to calm my nerves. Can you guys see the curve in this tree? Not only the lean, but the curve. Pretty bad. Okay, so here we go. We're just gonna start hammering stuff down. guys, I still can't drop this top. It'll lack those lines. Look at this tree moving, guys. You guys see how those are swinging out there? Because I'm hinging them, but I'm only letting them hinge long enough to where they get the momentum. When I cut them off, they keep going with that momentum. Instead of if I did a peel and pulled it off, you know what I mean? If you leave too much hinge, it'll just hang on. Like I want it to swing out there. So it's like you kind of start by going like half throttle, and then right at the end you full throttle it. Watch. See how that went out there? And right now, because of the lean and everything, they're hitting the tree. If this was straight up and down, they would be swinging all the way across the creek. See, and that one I let it hinge just slightly. Just enough to get it away from that bucket, and then cut it off and it goes straight down. I think I could send the top. A couple more cuts. I have two options. I can knife this off. If I put a notch in it and push it, as it goes, it's going to be pushing the stem back. And I'm going to get a lot of movement. So if I knife it off, it won't do that, but then the top's coming straight down towards me. So what I'm going to do is what I call a controlled slice cut. And what that actually is I'm going to put a notch in it, a small Humboldt, and as soon as that thing gets tilting, I'm going to slice it right off the hinge. Makes sense? So you could do this without the notch, just by letting it hinge just a little bit, which actually maybe I'll do that. So this is a small Humboldt, but it's real steep, so the butt will definitely kick off of there. See what I did there? So it still fell. It went that direction like it would with a notch, but I cut the hinge off so it didn't push on me. That one was small enough. I probably should have just did a slice cut, but I was just trying to do a demonstration. Usually I'll do that if it's like a big top that I want to slice off and my saw is not going to cut through it fast enough. That one I should just did a slice right off, but for the sake of the video, I did that. It works very well, actually. It even worked there. Okay, so this is a snap cut. You always want to make your back cut below your undercut, because this way, if the saw, when the piece breaks and the saw is in there, let me show you. So the saw is in this piece and not the piece going down. If this was above it, the saw would be in that piece that was going down. So, and then obviously the bigger the wood, the closer together you want these to overlap. Like if this was a real skinny piece, you'd want to come down, have them overlapping a bigger amount. The fundamental I was taught, always keep your climb line under your buck strap. At least when you're on a stem like this. Especially when you're slicing wood, because if you've seen, my saw went with it kinda. So if it were to nick a rope, it would nick my buck strap, and my rope, my climb line can be down far enough. You know what I mean? You can't put your lanyard way down there. And I mean, even if you did, it would be so slacked up it wouldn't catch you. Your climb line you can choke up way down. Easy, fella! What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey! When you get into fat wood and you're doing just slicing them off like that, the piece will actually just sit right on the stem. But that skinny stuff, guys, it doesn't do it. Which is why it's best if you do a shake and break, because then the piece will sit there, opposed to a slice cut that it won't sit there. Right now they're fat enough, they're gonna sit there. Especially smaller chunks like I'm taking. So now, this will be the last cut. I'll be back in the bucket and we'll just drop big logs. See how it's sliced off? Right now it's just sitting on the stump. The skinnier wood won't do that, but when it's fatter, like it is now, I'd say like 12 inches and up, it sits there. Now I'm in the bucket. I'm gonna use my climb line to lower myself in. I'm just on a little tiny stub. So now, before I unclip this climb line, all I gotta do is clip into the bucket. Because if I would have did it in reverse order, there would have been a point where I'm not clipped in at all. Okay guys, so that's gonna be tough to get up there, make that cut, so I'm gonna try to make the cut from the bucket if I can, just to make it easier and safer. Because this slick terrain, it's gonna be hard standing up there. So if I can make it from the bucket, it'll be good. I cut all the limbs off, but the whole tree I could feel it was moving pretty good. Oh yeah! Yeah. Every time I cut a branch off, the whole tree would be like rocking. Oh yeah. Woo! Cool. That was a pretty dangerous tree. A little spooky. But I knew once I cut all that limb weight off, it'd be fine. Those limbs are super heavy. And they provide a lot of leverage on it. So by cutting them off, you're taking off all the weight and leverage. And I knew it would be fine. If you guys liked the video, smash that like button, consider subscribing, and see you next time. Here you can see there's no roots left, even the top roots there, way up there, they're all coming out of the ground. There's nothing. It's a miracle that thing was still standing, especially the height that it was. The thing was like 95 foot, maybe even a little taller. I wish I would have got a view from the ground of this tree, because the guys told me when I got down and I knew this was happening, but they're like, every time I cut a limb, that whole tree was moving like 3 feet, and you're not going to be able to see it. I mean, you'll see the movement on the head camera, but you won't be able to see exactly how bad it was moving from up there. You would have been able to see all that movement from the ground. I'm working on getting a third camera. I'm really kicking myself in the butt for not putting one down here and getting you a ground view, but I thought it'd be cool if I got the camera placed up high and got a view of the limb swinging out when I was doing the cuts. But realistically, I should have just put it down here. Do I get stuck coming out? The chip truck got stuck up there in the gravel. We had to pull it out with the crane. I should have filmed that. It was bad. We tried pushing it with the skid steer. It just wouldn't do it. I'm hoping this doesn't get stuck, but if it does, the skid steer will push this one out. Here we go.